All right. Hello? Okay. Welcome back to another video. Turn this light on. And today, we're going to be doing something a little different, yet again, in the non-streamer format. Today, we're going to be talking about an artist that, over these last couple years, quite frankly, has grown to be one of my favorites. And he stumbled across my... Well, it was actually shout out to Copandorm for reacting to one of his EPs that got me put onto him. And he appeared just at the right time as I was initially getting into hard techno. And I'd already been familiar with the genre for about a year before getting into his music. But today, I'm going to be talking about the one, the only, Kloud, which is a producer who, even going back and listening to his older stuff, I'm just enamored by the musical evolution that his music is taking. You feel me? I mean, even if you go back to a Spotify, right? Got the wrong shit pulled up. This motherfucker started out making future bass, right? And releasing on labels. What did he used to drop on? I actually don't know. This is the wrong, because he split a Spotify. But he initially started making fucking future-based music, which is the polar opposite of what he does now in the EDM context. Trap Nation release. You feel me? I'm not sure if y'all can see that because of my face cam, but this is the kind of shit he was making. Right? And at some point down the line, he went from this one second. Like, what the fuck happened, homie? But it's just crazy to me, you know? In between that time, he also started venturing into this industrial mid-tempo sound that I think is pretty influential as well for a lot of EDM producers today. I think he started exploring it around 2018, 2019. Putting some beautiful vocals in the mix, gorgeous enveloping melodic passages as well, just some cyberpunk shit, quite frankly. And I really enjoy that sound, but in my humble opinion, and let me make my face cam big for this, I think that Kloud is the current greatest hard techno producer to walk this earth. I haven't heard a single person make it better on a consistent level than he has thus far. Now, in celebration of this motherfucker's damn near flawless discography when it comes to hard techno, the motherfucker had to split his aliases from just Kloud as one solo project to Gen Kloud and Kloud. And Gen Kloud is his older stuff, the future-based stuff leading up to the mid-tempo shit. And Kloud is now his techno alias, right? And he's released about, I think it's 17 songs. That's techno. Since March 2023. And today, I'm going to be putting those into a tier list. Right? This is a shit I made. And this is all the music, all the techno music he's released right up to this point, May 2025. I'm not sure if anything's dropping in the latter part of this month. Might be the case, but this covers everything from early 2023 up until this past April. So, I mean, without further ado, I'm gonna have to pull up his shit on Spotify so I can do this in chronological order, which is what I do want to do. But anyways, let's start right here with the EP that started it all, the Black EP. And this is the shit that Sven reacted to too, that actually put me onto his stuff, so shout out to him again. Title track, Black. I mean, for a person to just come out the gate, never having touched, I think he's made some techno-inspired stuff under the Gen Kloud alias in the past, but not hard techno, you know, with the Shrance inspiration and all this other shit. For somebody to just attack the sound all of a sudden and pull it off so well, just it irks me. You feel me? And this song here is great as fuck. I think the melodic notation is a little basic, but regardless, its progression is pretty damn incredible. Especially when dude starts, octave pitching the melody and whatnot. And of course, the kick and rumble is clean for what it is. It's a great starting point into his new era, new chapter of his sound. Or techno shit. That little clap. And those knocks, dog. What the fuck is that? There's one specific part where he puts in the drop so badass, bro. Here we go. The delayed fucking ride is insane. Alright. To me, this song right here is an easy A. I was contemplating putting it in B, but I think it's just such a solid starting point. And I don't want to give it a pass because it's one of the first ones. I do want to rank this regardless of how recent the songs are and how much he's progressed relatively. I don't want to do any of that bullshit. I just want this to be my raw opinion of his techno songs from best to worst, but I think it's an A tier, and it's really grown on me in the last couple months. I can't lie. I added it to the playlist in the last year, I think, despite me thinking it was one of his weaker songs initially, but bro, it's just a solid track. Yeah, let's get into Void though. Void is the second track off this EP, and it's much more sinister. I'll say that much. It's not as ravey. That makes sense. It's not as it's just as danceable because of the groove, but right, it just builds up until this. There's just a little melody sprinkled on top, but there's this just emptiness about it that's unsettling, and then there's a part that comes in that's fucking demonic. Is that, bro? Some arpeggiated chanting type shit. I can't even do it. Yeah. It's a rudimentary song, but I do love the certain demonic qualities that it has. You feel me? It's difficult. At this point, I probably would put it behind Black, but for now, I think it is a solid. I'm gonna put it in B for now. Top of B for sure. Still not a bad score, you feel me? I didn't even feel the need to put D and F into this thing because he's that good of a producer to me. And even the C and D tiers are still, or C tier is very solid to me, musically, compared to everything else floating out in the atmosphere. But yeah, I'm gonna put it in B for now. I think that's fair. Blind is up next, which just starts out crazy with the percussion and the rumble being much deeper, I feel than the first two tracks. And this one, speaking of rudimentary, a rudimentary approach to even techno, relatively, this one's pretty basic, bro. I think there's only this one note that comes in with some vocal chants here and there. I think off the bat, should I put it behind Void? It also has this certain empty quality to it that I do like, but it's almost too simple. I'll put it right there. Let me just remind myself how this should go. Crazy build. Yeah, there's a little rolling bass down there though. There it goes. That little that stab. Yeah, it doesn't progress much. I'm gonna keep it real. I think it's good being put into B tier because I do love the atmosphere, but it just doesn't do much as a song. You know what I mean? That little bit. Oh. I think it's good at B. I think it's good at B, and it's probably going to be bottom 5 for me. Just looking at the rest of his music, but I'm gonna just leave it there for now. It might drop down, might stay there. Anyways, whew. I have to make my face cam bigger for this again. This final track here, Save Me. Whew. Lot to unpack here. Not only is this the best song off the EP, not only is this Kloud's best techno song, not only is this Kloud's best song, and it's a VIP of an older track, but this is one of my favorite songs of all time. I instantly fell in love with it listening to it for the first time in like May of 2023, right? And it ended up being my most played song off Spotify for that year. And for 2024, ended up being my third most played song, even though I tried to purposely bump it out of my top 5 to make room for a different song, you feel me? Because I do like variation when it comes to the end of the year Spotify lists. So I ended up listening to it on SoundCloud for a minute too, just so it wouldn't end up there, and it still did. You get what I mean? So I feel like if I hadn't listened to it on Spotify deliberately as much, it'd probably still be top 1 or 2. And homie, it made 3rd place. And this year is probably going to be the same thing. I just quit at this point trying to switch to SoundCloud, listening to the fucking song. I don't take Spotify lists that serious to the point where a song I love to death being on end of the year list multiple times, I'm really going to trip over. But yeah, man. Might be my favorite song of the decade too. This song, man. I've grown to have a certain affinity for trance melodies on top of hard techno, and this song, and there's a lot of beautiful music that does it too, but this song just blows everything else out the water that I've heard when it comes to the techno genre. You know, just a cool intro here where you have the art kind of fading in and then getting sucked back out. Put that little melody in there. And a really important thing about this song, I feel like, is the fact that dude legit, vape juice almost gone, slowed the tempo down to God knows how slow it is, bro. And speeds the song back up to its initial BPM when the drop hits, right? Like during the build-up. And I think that's really important to just build that tension, you know? Save me from this hell that I've been through. Follow me and I've been through that. And it's a pretty simple melody too. Most of what he's doing is the arpeggiator's just flipping between the different octaves of like the 3 or 4 notes he's landing on. This little breathy melody here, this airy melody here. Or note. Oh, I skipped one of the most important parts of the song. So, bro's a genius at doing this. Just towards the end of the drop, dude just puts in the ride to make it even more intense. this part, dog. That little counter melody back from the intro being put back in just creates for the most cathartic, emotional, beautiful, ginormous. Yeah, I feel lucky. And I know this is a cliche saying this, and a lot of motherfuckers do it, but I feel lucky to have been living at the same time this song is released. You feel me? And have being able to listen to it as much as I want to, bro. It's just, it's an experience for sure, man. It's an experience, homie. This little final part here is so badass too. The way the rumble and the kicks get pulled back in every bar, homie. God damn. Love the song to death, for real. It may not seem like it right now on camera, but I've listened to this probably 1,000 times at this point, so. And it just perfectly encapsulates like the gorgeousness of the melodic hard techno. How you can have just the most beautiful melody, awesome shit going on the top, and then at the bottom just relentless kicks and rumbles, atonal low end, just boom, 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 just whew. It satisfies the best of both worlds. You feel me? It's just so complete in terms of emotional range and everything. Yeah. It's impactful, it's hard, it's heavy, but still one of the most beautiful things you've ever heard, you feel me? So, save me. Let's do this real quick. And let me make my thing smaller again so y'all can see. Or should I move it over? I might could put it right here. Yeah, bro. I think there's no debate. Like I said, one of my favorite songs of all time. In Kloud's incredible techno discography, this song still stands over the rest, bro. And this tier is only gonna be reserved for this fucking song. Alright, let me stop glazing the track though. Let's get into the next EP. Great EP. Great debut EP right there. We have an AB, Pace and Synthetic. This one has propulsion, it has momentum. But besides that, I mean, it's, like I said, pretty repetitive yet again. I don't think it's worth being 5 minutes long. And I do have a strong dislike for rave stabs in techno. These don't sound too bad because they're so short and sputtery, but regardless, I mean, no, it takes you out of the vibe of the song a lot of the time because of the dissonance they introduce and just the almost goofiness, the corniness. Sometimes just they sound cheesy, you know. But these aren't terrible. I don't really mind these. It's just still the track melodically not doing much. Great kick and rumble though, I mean, as always. I think this might be the first C. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I think it might be the first C pace, because I don't really go back to this one either. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna leave it right there for now. Synthetic, one of his bigger songs. Probably the second biggest after Black, right? This one's better. I like the alternation between the multiple voices, the little detuned lead there, and then just the one that sounds very non-chorusy. And the octave dipping is cool too, but overall, it's not the craziest, most impactful melody. It gets the job done for sure. It's decent, but I don't have very many strong feelings about this song. I know if I was to see the motherfucker live, I'd obviously go off, even with songs like Pace 2. But this one just isn't all too crazy, I feel like. This AB as a whole, relative to coming out maybe, what was it, half a year after the Black EP, was kind of disappointing. But still two very solid techno tracks at that. And there's a song I'm going to be touching on later that pulls off something similar to what Synthetic tried to do in a much better form and fashion. And that's going to land much higher on the tier list for me. But definitely some cool shit happening with the lead itself. You know, he's doing everything he possibly can to it. Whether that's pitching it octave-wise, warping it, you feel me? Alternating the voices, making it sound fuller sometimes, you know? So you can't really complain too much. Synthetic for now, yeah, I think B's fine. I think B's fine behind Blind. Yeah, because Blind kind of has aura. I'm going to keep it real. Okay, next day B here. We're in April 2024 at this point. I was in Africa when this shit came out. Disciple and DEFECT. AB. Disciple. Fuck you. Then my Spotify just fucking crashed, shut down. Spoiler alert. Disciple is top 3 Kloud songs. Might even be top 2. I don't remember what else is coming up. It's definitely in the top 3. Crazy kick, crazy rumble, very aggressive, punchy kick to this one. Like, the way it just kicks off, nigga, like, and bro, the white noise shots are unbelievably aggressive. He just crashed out with every bit of percussion in this mix, man. And you already hear basically all the drop here is just filtered out, EQ'd, so the full impact doesn't hit you right away. You know, he still has time to build up the song, but yeah, the tempo of this one is just, it's relentless. This is his most brutal techno track for sure. And I think this is because I heard this choir loop on other techno songs before. It's not as, it's an outlier in Kloud's discog because it's a loop. Of course, he didn't make the melody himself, as far as I know, but he used it perfectly in my opinion. He used it perfectly. You know, you usually don't hear these kinds of choirs when it comes to bro. But the way he put this into the song and the repetition to it is insane as well. Let me count. I think for 8 bars, like nothing switches up. But the song just has so much momentum that he doesn't need to do much with it. You feel me? But let me shut up and play this thing out. That little like sound there, like it just keeps going. And bro, just the the little like fill part, he just viciously takes out the rumble, just lets the choir do its thing, and just boom, hits you with it again. Yeah, it's too much, bro. S tier, easily. S tier. Where is it? Disciple. Boom. Yeah. Second or third best track for sure. DEFECT, on the other hand, is a far inferior song. I still like it. Has this quirky little beep sound that makes up the main lead, but again, a pretty repetitive song, even for techno standards. 6-minute track, and it doesn't do much at all with those 6 minutes. I don't think I think I'm gonna drop it in right now, just based off how much I remember of the song. It should go about here. It's better than Pace. Though I will say the panning is really helps out the song a lot. Just more interesting ear candy to add to the track, you feel me? Yeah, it kind of frequency shifted the sound there. I mean, it almost has as much power as Disciple, though. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, he really went for the visceral aspect on this AB, which I do appreciate. Those fucking kicks, bro. I'm gonna leave it in a C tier though for now. Despite its power, despite its brutality, it's just a very stagnant track, in my opinion, though I still do like it. Now, Mindless is up next, which, in comparison to the last two, has more going on, but still, in terms of impactfulness, isn't the greatest. It kind of has a eerie feeling to it, you know? And there's a nice little call and response that goes on too. He places the sound nice. The arrangement of the entire song structure and the drops in and of themselves is pretty good. But nothing too mind-blowing on this one either, I'll be honest. Another rolling bass there, some top shit going on. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's decent. It's difficult. If DEFECT is there. it kind of looks crazy that I'm putting most of the songs into being C tier here, but that's definitely gonna change when the rest of these songs get put onto this tier list here. And like I said, can't forget to mention that like I've already said, that C is still very good in terms of his standards, but I think I put it right there. Yeah, I'll leave it right there. Yeah, a little concentrate, little thing there. Desire with VENDEX. Was that sentence supposed to continue, my nigga? Desire with VENDEX. I reacted to this thing live, and even back then I said that this cover art's kind of goofy. Like, dude is looking like this at bro. Can't really take it too serious. But regardless, pretty fire song. And compressed to all hell. 50 OTTs on this fucking track. And a very nice melodic progression as well. Just something hypnotic about this track. And it usually, it doesn't sound like most of what VENDEX does. You know, I feel like he played more into Kloud's ballpark with this track. I'm not saying that he contributed way less than he did. I still clearly hear VENDEX's influence in the track, but this is definitely a song that fits more into Kloud's discog as opposed to VENDEX's, because VENDEX does tend to lean more into the Shrant side of things. The crispiness of the fucking leads, man. Almost a psytrance kind of vibe to this one. I like it a lot though. Over Void. Yeah, it's an A tier. This is an A tier song. Definitely. I like it a lot. Great track. Definitely did not disappoint. Whew. Now we are at, yeah, we're in late 2024 at this point right now. Also one of his most gruesome songs. Especially because of the fucking build up, man. Oh, fuck's sake, dog. Yeah. Kloud likes to do this thing. Like, I've dragged tracks of his before into my DAW just to see, like, what it looks like. You feel me? From a EQ standpoint. And the reason I did that was because sometimes I felt like there was high end missing purposely from his songs. Now it's actually correct. You know, Disciple barely has any high end to it. I think he cut it around like 10,000, 11,000 hertz. And I feel like this song is one of the exceptions to that rule where I don't think, cut out any of the high end at all. And you can definitely hear it. Listen to how overblown the fucking kick is. There still might be some cutout, to be honest, but nowhere as much as on like Save Me and Disciple, and most of the songs off Black too. And speaking of like rudimentary approaches and minimalism, like this song is made up of like 6 or 7 sounds. Drop is basically just a respace, like a sawtooth type thing. The vocal chant, kick, rumble, and percussion. Keep it a bean. But believe me when I say he really makes the most out of it and held this track's 5-minute fucking length and had me locked in for its entirety. I've worked out countless times to this fucking song. This part here. That's so fucking evil, bro. I love Easy S tier for me. Easy S tier. Under Disciple. Yeah, it's a crazy track. It's a crazy track for sure. Also, top 5 for him handily. But let's get into Turn Me On, which is a track that I've been going back to. And it's not even that old. It's only 4.5 months old. 3.5, my bad. But honestly, bro, like... the most trance-inspired song in his entire techno discog, most definitely. And as I previously stated, I do love when the worlds of trance and hard techno come together with a little dash of trance in there as well. This one has a gorgeous melody to it. I'm gonna keep it real. Some singing in there too. And I almost forgot to fucking mention, holy fuck, this song's intro. This song's introductory kick and rumble are the greatest thing in the world. That they clear all of his other intros. I just love how that kick and rumble work together. The kick is just so deep and punchy and girthy, and the rumble just clears the way for it. You feel me? When it hits. And of course the fucking the little ride there that almost sounds like a build-up snare. It's generally a beautiful song.
I'll be everything you like. Come and turn me on again. I'll be anything you like.
It's just sputtering out.
Come and turn me on again. Come and turn me on again.
And that little syncopated. Also, an interesting snare placement. It's every, what is it? Every 4 beats. Yeah, this little transition into the second section was also so sick. He just put the little filtered like fill part randomly into the drop before it even ended. And this is also the track that I was touching on when it came to synthetic. This is a better synthetic to me. You hear the bass line coming back, bro. This part is amazing, bro. Yeah, just that multi-voiced lead, full chorus effect coming in. He's gonna flip it back. It's a really great tune. Oh man, the rides. Easy S tier. Easy S tier, man. Yeah, boom. That's that. Against is up next. And now we get into his... I'm actually doing the EP like this because this is the final EP and his most recent EP that he's put out. So these are the final 5 tracks right here. And admittedly, this EP, the way he rolled it out, I wasn't the biggest fan of. 3 singles released of a 5-track EP. And the last 2 songs on the EP that were unheard were the weakest tracks. Regardless, it's still pretty damn good. And I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Let's start out with the semi-title track, Against, from the Against Me EP. Like, this kick is layered with some sort of snare, something like, boom, 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 boom. Like, what the fuck? Another badass intro, mainly because of the little build-up drum that comes in here. As for the rest of the song, it's not his best, but I dig it. very interesting. As for some other tracks on this EP, percussion work here, much more detailed than just basic 4 on the floor, kick drums, and maybe a snare to come in every other beat. There's some other shit going on here. It's like he has an extra little support drummer to help out with the rhythm of the song, doing his thing on top, just improvising. That's what it sounds like. But again, I have to say, like, tonally, the song doesn't do much. It's a single G note most of the time, but then like that little sound there. This is kind of a difficult one because I do really appreciate the percussion work. Type of B maybe. But I'd rather listen to this or Void. It's kind of difficult. It's better than Blind. I'm gonna put it over it. It might be recency bias. It might just be. I have a strong feeling it might be recency bias, but I'm gonna leave it like this for now. Yeah, that's that track. Fabricated up next, which first time I listened to this bitch, I thought it was so funny how the nigga didn't even put in a rumble in the fucking intro. Listen to this shit. It sounds so fucking funny. Makes it almost kind of silly in that respect, but I appreciate the experimentation. Like, I've never heard a techno song start out with kicks, not even a filter rumble, just straight kicks, filtered kicks at that. But this intro, there's some detuned madness going on with the lead there, which I really do like. This is sick. Now, the melody isn't the greatest, though. It has this little note it hits that I'm not the biggest fan of. This G note here. Hold on. It kind of falls off the rails here. It's definitely a quirky melody, but not his best. But again, in terms of the manipulation of the lead itself, I do really enjoy this one. And it has, of course, we're talking about Kloud, great drums and miscellaneous percussion. It sounds like some occult shit, to be honest. And this this feels funny as fuck. Boop, boop, boop. Is that a disperser on the fucking kick, dog? What was that, bro? Here it starts to get serious. See, that's the kind of badass shit that I like Kloud for. Randomly just filtering in fucking 10 other voices and then just taking them back out. I might have to bump it up to A. I might have to bump it up to A, homie. That's kind of badass, bro. I'm gonna leave it at A. Yep. That's kind of badass. I forgot about how often he did that. Yeah. There's too much going on in this song for me to give it lower than an A. I'm gonna keep it real. Okay, now for my favorite track off the EP, and that is Light. Admittedly, not the craziest kick he's ever done. I'd even say the first 2 kicks and rumbles were better than the ones on Light. But the melody, homie. The fucking melody. And let me try to sing it. Me, 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 me. And one very important piece of the puzzle when it comes to this track is listen to this kick pattern. And I do like the extended kick filtering fills. My only drawback for this song really is that once the so-called drop actually hits, because this is basically already a drop, the impact isn't great because basically nothing gets added into the mix. I think he brought in the drop a little too soon here with this song. It doesn't really have a drop like that. Sometimes it pauses, halts, build-up comes in, drop, but it basically kicks off right off the bat, with the exception, of course, of the actual lead melody filtering in when the intro comes in. So song structure could be better, but the melody itself, I'm honestly thinking top of A. Yep.
Step into the light, to the light.
The arpeggiation. Oh, I'm actually so close in putting this to S. I'm actually preferring this over right now. Right now. No pun intended. Yeah, I mean, I feel like right now I'd have to be side by side. I'm gonna keep it a bean, dog. So do I put right now down or light up? And by the way, this is all ordered, right? I hope I made that clear. Like, I think blind is better than synthetic. Void is better than blind. It might be another recency bias case. I'm gonna keep it real, but I do want to put it up because I've been listening to this shit like crazy as of late. I think it's still my on repeat. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now. All right, final two tracks though. Let's get into these. Finish up this vid. Paralysis, and do not ask me why the fuck these songs are radio edits. Who the fuck plays hard techno on the radio? Let me tune in as soon as possible. Like, what the fuck? Also a very funny, super transient-y kick here, but a nice rumble. Yeah. It's, you know, the thing is with me, when it comes to techno tracks, like, the first thing that's obviously going to catch you, and I know for sure it catches me, I know that for a fact, is the kick and rumble and the way they work together. These don't work together the best, but because they're so juxtaposed, I like it, if that makes sense. But that shit is so clicky. But I do like the kick is almost residing on top of the rumble. The rumble's like this huge tidal wave thing, and the kick's just on top, like barely touching it. Now, I love the melody on this one. It's pretty evil. But there's some issues with this song, which... I do like you brought that sound back from the Rammstein remix. But... why would you have the drop hit and this filter out the lead again? Like the song structure's all over the place here. The tension just got thrown out the window, I feel like. And it might be his shortest song too, 3 minutes and 37 seconds. If I didn't know any better, I'd say it's rushed. That was a cool kick, Phil. And the fucking reverb is so aggressive with this song. Like, it's not groomed at all, which kind of makes it unique. But then again, sometimes I just think to myself, like, much less care was put into this track than every other song in Kloud's discog, and it shows. I don't think I can play devil's advocate and given the it's by design excuse here. It is pretty powerful. It's a nice motif. I think B tier is a lot, but probably at the end, right where I put it. Okay, yeah, I like the ARP shit. I like the stuttery shit. And the beat's fine. Final track, boys and girls. Inside My Mind, radio edit. Now, this track's different for sure, especially for him. I do love the atonal lasery sounds that make up the drop noises, but do you say techno drops or techno breakdowns? I'm from a dubstep background, so I don't know. But I got a pretty low battery.
Inside my mind.
Also kind of funny to me, speaking of dubstep, that little sound right there, that out sounds like it came out of a Virtual Riot pack. But yeah, this one, again, the repetition is a little much. It doesn't feel calculated. Rather, it feels kind of sloppy and uninspired. This song, I feel like, could have really used more melody, despite the like deep rolling bass. You know, that makes up for that low mid power that a techno song needs to have. This honestly might be C tier. Yeah. I might put it behind DEFECT. This actually sounds like fucking breathing. True. That is what I wanted to say. While recording this vid. Like, what is up with this? That sounds like somebody slurping through a straw with OTT on it. That was another issue I had, and yeah, I'm gonna keep it at C tier. This is another issue I had with the song. The Inside My Mind vocal needed to be at least form and shifted or pitched down. Like, this song is so all over the place in terms of mood. I do like that kick. Like, it's like a thunderclap. Badass build-up.
Inside my mind.
It may have sounded goofy if he'd pitched around the laser sound, the blip sound, but I feel like that could have provided the necessary variation the song lacked at the end of the day. Um, yeah, if he wanted to really make it sound as menacing as I thought he would, then he'd have to pitch the vocals and do some other little things with it. But
Deep inside my mind.
yeah, I'm gonna put it in front of Defect, I think. But still one of the weaker tracks in this catalog, most definitely. I feel like it could have been executed upon a little better. But hey, that does round up the tier list. I'm gonna give it to y'all one last time from bottom to top. So his worst techno song is Pace for me. Do I want to say a little something to every track? Yeah, just because too simple of a motif stretched across how many minutes of a song, I don't even fucking remember. But Mindless is his second worst. Does much more than Pace does, but yeah, the song basically says a whole lot of nothing, I feel like. And it is nowhere as menacing as it's supposed to be, in my opinion, if that makes sense. Defect is a fairly aggressive song, and it is a powerful song, but also pretty repetitive and doesn't variate enough for me to put it anywhere past C tier. Inside My Mind, which we just listened to, is one of his most unique tracks with a little laser lead shit. But that could have been played with, you know? You could have done something different with that. Pretty badass build-ups, though, which makes it the best of the C tier here. And some nice backbone with the kicks and rumble there as well. Then we get into the B tier. We have Paralysis, which is a pretty dark song just off the bat, based off the lead and the vicious, just aggressive, violent filtering of the lead sometimes, and the reverb. You know, it's not well groomed whatsoever, but it's still it kind of makes it unique in that way. And actually, to be honest, paired with the lead, it makes sense that the track has walls of reverb just coming in out of the blue and all this other shit. Synthetic, right before it, nice melody. Not a mind-blowing melody, but a nice melody at that. That does get, you know, chorsified. Voices get added to that bitch. Nice little kicking rumble combination too. Great intro track for people trying to get into Kloud. I'll say that. I think this is the first track. If you niggas are trying to get anybody to listen to Kloud, show them this one first so they can go down the iceberg accordingly. Like, you can't start with something like Right Now or Disciple. But yeah, just a very solid fucking techno track, but nothing mind-blowing. Techno trance hybrid almost, yeah. Blind will be up next there. Fairly empty song, but beneficial because it's empty, because it has a sort of looming presence to it. Same thing with Void, which I think is a teeny tad bit better because there is a little more going on, but the sounds introduced, like the arpeggiated vocal chanting mixed with the leads, just sounds so fucking evil, and I'm here for it. And then the best song off the B tier is Against, which has very nice syncopated drums peppered all throughout it. Some badass build-up drums that come in at the perfect time. And it's a minimalistic song, but you can tell that there was a lot of care put into it, especially on the percussive end of things, because that's what really carries the song. And it's almost like the little G-stab there is the percussion, the driving force of the song, and the drums are like the lead because that's actually variating so much. So I think that's kind of interesting, you know, how he flipped it there. A tier, Fabricated, first one. Funny little intro there with the lack of rumble. But then it develops into quite a interesting experience with the lead that sometimes veers off into something that's not 1,000,000% my speed, but then comes back to its original root base point, and I can get behind it after that point. And also very cool shit being done to the lead. The warping of it in and of itself to keep the track going and interesting. So kudos to him for doing that on that song. Desire, VENDEX collab, only collab on this entire tier list. Glad he chose VENDEX to be the person to make a song with him for the first time in the techno genre. But Desire is a song that's compressed to all hell, that sounds trance-esque to an extent too. Has, comparatively to the rest of his catalog, a fairly weak kick and rumble, but the fact that everything's all in your face and the melody's so hypnotic is, I think, the driving factor of the tune overall. And yeah, it just keeps up the momentum and progression for its 6-minute fucking runtime. This song always feels shorter than it is when I listen to it, and that's a really good thing. And then Black, his debut hard techno single song off of his debut hard techno EP title track. Just a great, solid, very good hard techno song overall. Very basic, bare bones melody, but he does very simple effects being put onto the lead in and of itself, but it works. Octave pitching, sometimes higher octaves working in tandem with the lower ones, and some badass introductions into the drop, delayed rides, and some other shit being done. I think it's just a great starting point for him, and I've really only, like I said, grown to really appreciate the song as of the last 4 or 5 months. But going back to it, I can definitively say I enjoy it more than all of these songs here. S tier, Light, the best song off of his most recent EP. Top 5 for me as well, 5th place, as a matter of fact. Great little motif. Octave switches at points. Amazing little kick passages that variate from time to time. And nice vocal sample as well. And there's not much to talk about this really, but the melody just carries it all the freaking way. Yeah. In front of that right now, his darkest song. And one of his most powerful songs, because he actually didn't take any high frequencies out of the shit. It doesn't sound like that, at least. And the song of his that uses the least channels in the DAW also sounds like it. I'm not entirely sure, but nigga, there's legitimately just a kick and rumble, some cymbals to work with, and the sawtooth and the vocal sample and the drop. Obviously, there's like the build-up drum and it's maybe some other things going on there, but very, very basic song, and for whatever reason kept the energy going, surprisingly, by just subtly taking out different cymbal drums, cymbal sounds, hi-hats, rides, whatever the case, because the bass line didn't change either across the entire fucking track. That's the crazy part. From beginning to end, it was just the same. Was it a 4-bar loop? Yeah. Very impressed with how that turned out. Most visceral track of his, most minimalistic track of his from a technical standpoint. But yeah, just got the job done. And the best song in his thing to work out, in my opinion. Turn Me On. Third favorite song of his. Right now is the 4th. Y'all can see, but I'm just narrating what's in front of me. Turn Me On is his most beautiful song. No, that saved me. Turn Me On is his second most beautiful song, and the most trance inspiration he's put into any of his tracks at that. Great melody. Great vocal sampling. Sing-songy thing was definitely important for this kind of track. I think if it would have been some spoken word shit, it wouldn't have worked at all. But again, love that there's a build-up in between the first and second sections. That could have been one full drop, but he decided to split it. And then that third little drop there, the way it kicks off. Well, actually, let me talk about the first drop. The first drop, the way just dead silence and it hits. Of course, I keep forgetting shit. You have to talk about the intro with the greatest kick and rumble combination in his entire catalog. The way the song kicks off is like post-apocalyptic, but then this beautiful melody comes in like there's hope. And yeah, the final drop, the way the little bass line comes in with the melody, and then it gets taken back out, and then the snare comes back in. Just the song structuring is perfect. The melody is perfect. The voicing at some points of the melody is perfect. Yeah, it's a perfect track. Second place, Disciple. I keep saying his most visceral song. I said that I think to multiple ones here, but this is his heaviest song. This is his most visceral song. Disciple is also comparatively a more minimalist song compared to the rest of his tracks. Pretty punchy and slappy kick, very extremely propulsive rumble. Feels like it can be kinetic for forever, and choir sample that he managed to fit into the Kloud universe somehow. Also a song that is has so much high end taken out of it, which makes it almost feel darker in a way. I think that's a great aspect of that. Like half of the cymbals frequencies have just been cut, and that's why they sound so wishy-washy, but it's tough. It's tough, I'm not even gonna lie. And the most repetitive song in all of his discog too. What is it? Yeah, 16 bars where nothing changes at all between 2 beats at a time, except for the very end where the choir gets put back in. And absolutely insane that he managed to keep my attention for the entire track while making it still seem so basic. You feel me? And obviously you have to give a lot of that to the track's BPM in and of itself. It might be his fastest song. Not entirely sure. Paralysis might be faster. But that was the second place song, and first place, of course, Save Me. I mean, it's one of my favorite songs of all time. I have to say it for a 5th time at this point. There's been better intros to Kloud tracks than on Save Me. There's been better build-ups even. But by far, there hasn't been drops as good. The way the melody gets filtered in slowly but surely, carefully, and then ripped back out of the intro. When the intro ends, the song slows down to whatever fucking BPM. You hear the vocal come in. And I have to mention again, this is a VIP of an older Kloud song called Follow Me. As of late, I like to listen to these back to back.
Follow me and I will follow you. Save me from this hell that I've been through. Follow me and I will follow you. Save me from this hell that I've been through.
Yeah, just man, and just compared to, let's talk about that song Follow Me for a minute. It's steady, it's industrial, it's cyberpunk-esque, it's pretty, you know, but then Save Me just ups the energy by so much because of the rolling fucking rumble, just doo, 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 doo. It's like galloping almost. Just, man, the fact that the song is a VIP makes it even more impressive. But yeah, slow BPM, sped back up during the build up. The drop hits just incredibly solid. The ride just comes in at the perfect time. Little airy melodies as well. Just, yeah, melodically perfect. Song structuring perfect. Beep, beep, beep. Little melody coming in at the final drop too, with the ride at the same time. Well, no, not at the same time, but in the same 2 bars. Same set of bars, couple of bars. But yeah, one of my favorite songs ever for a reason. Perfect balance of heaviness, danceability, head bob ability, vibe ability, aura ability, nigga, beauty. It's the full package. It's the full package in terms of what I want to feel listening to a song. Boom. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll leave Kloud's links in the description too. Crazy discog. Even Pace being the worst song of these is 17, correct? 4, 5, 8, 13. Yep. Pace being the worst track here is still a cut above about half the techno I hear coming out. You know? So this already being a pretty solid tune and just getting better and better from going on up, you know? Some crazy shit. I'm excited. I just seen Insta post of his where he previewed 3 new tracks. They all sounded insane, so I'm definitely excited to see what he does in the future as well. And yeah, bro, it's one of my favorite artists for a reason, and the greatest hard techno artist in my opinion as well. Thank you all for watching. I'll leave the tier list in the description too if y'all want to do this for yourself, but I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna catch y'all later with some more content. I'm gonna definitely be making more techno content as well. I love doing this shit because this genre has been a huge part of my life for the last couple years. But yeah, appreciate y'all for watching. Have a nice weekend, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.